They're just different
I've
animals.
said this with you present before, that talking about the Better Call Saul versus the Better Call Saul versus Breaking Bad, like quote unquote competition.
Mm-hmm.
That I think I like Breaking Bad better because for me it has higher highs, but Better Call Saul is more consistently good.
See, I would say the opposite.
You would say Breaking Bad's more consistently good, but Better
Yeah.
Call Saul has higher highs?
Yes.
Why would you say that, you think?
Well, I think that Better Call Saul starts out... I think the first 2 seasons of Better Call Saul are not that good. I really don't like the first 2 seasons.
Really?
That's so crazy to me because I was just so
They're
enthralled.
fine, but I think it doesn't get up to the point of, like, it doesn't get up to the to the sort of, I don't know, I guess the stakes feel pretty low for most of the first 2 seasons.
I was talking to Anthony about that the other day, where I said that Breaking Bad starts out very like fantastical, like right away, like
Right.
episode 1. But
Yeah.
because Better Call Saul followed Breaking Bad, they didn't really have to capture the audience's attention as much early on.
Right, no, I totally agree with you, and I think that's what makes Breaking Bad, for me, more consistent. It starts out, it gives you good stakes right away, and I think it does a good job of introducing good stakes and holding on to those stakes and consistently raising them throughout the show. Whereas Better Call Saul starts out, and for the first couple seasons, the stakes are fairly low, especially coming off of Breaking Bad. Like, by the time you get to the end of Breaking Bad, obviously, I mean, that show is ridiculous by the end. They're talking, like, $80 million buried in the desert. Like...
The ending, I love the ending of Breaking Bad
It's so good.
much.
But the stakes are crazy
It's
high.
so,
And then to
it was
switch over
so
to...
refreshing to have a good ending, finally.
To switch over to
Or a satisfying
Better
ending, I
Call
should say.
Saul, and it's like...
I don't know, good, I guess you could say.
Better Call Saul, it starts out and it's like, Jimmy's like working, he's running a tiny little law office out of the back of a nail salon, and his biggest problem is trying to get a corporate finance guy to sign up, like to take him on as a lawyer. Like, the stakes start out significantly lower. And yeah, I mean, you do get Tuco takes him out to the desert and is like gonna kill him, but that's like a momentary stake. You know what I mean? There's not the underlying like high stakes that Breaking Bad had the whole time.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But I think Better Call Saul gets consistently better with every single season to a point where I think the last the last 2 seasons, 5 and 6, I think were better than Breaking Bad in my opinion.
Really? I never felt that way for me personally. Just the moments, the like specific moments in Breaking Bad that I can think back to and just be like, wow. And similar moments that I can think back to in Better Call Saul that I can still think are very good. It's just Breaking Bad just
I think Breaking
ekes
Bad's a
out
better
a little
show.
bit more. Yeah.
I think Breaking Bad is a better show. But I disagree about the reasoning.
Okay, fair enough.
I think Breaking Bad's more consistently good.
I think it's funny because in the beginning with Breaking Bad, I think some of the supporting characters so pretty much everyone besides Bryan Cranston isn't like I feel like there's such like a for lack of a better term like a skill gap there. Bryan Cranston fucking blows it out of everyone else out of the water acting wise. Like I don't think Aaron Paul he is like some of his lines he delivers and some of what the fuck is the wife's name?
Anna Gunn?
Yeah.
Skyler.
Yeah. Anna Gunn is her name? Yeah. Her and Aaron Paul, they are just not anywhere near as good as Bryan Cranston in the first.
Yeah.
They come into their own, certainly.
Right.
And, I think it's like, I would say by season 2, they're, a lot more comfortable in the role. But I remember, like, distinctly at first, I'm like, geez, I'm like...
Yeah, you were telling me about that when you first started watching.
I was like, wow, Bryan Cranston is just, like, way better acting chops-wise.
I do think that Aaron Paul and Bryan Cranston had some pretty instant chemistry, though.
I would agree.
I think definitely, and Aaron Paul had to kind of find his footing, and he's a great actor by the end of that show.
Oh, yes,
but I agree,
100%.
he's not as good in the first season, but their chemistry alone is really, and that's something that I think is kind of missing from Better Call Saul, especially early on. It's just kind of Jimmy.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really have that. There's a little bit of that chemistry because it introduces Mike right away, and they kind of have a little bit of a relationship there, but there's really no one there's not that like number two where there's that good chemistry. Obviously, you're not recreating Breaking Bad, so you're not going to have necessarily that same dynamic.
Yeah.
But that was something that worked for Breaking Bad from the beginning. Like right from the beginning, it had that great chemistry between your two leads. And Better Call Saul didn't quite have the same thing to keep you really entertained.
Yeah, I think I'm a little biased, or that was never like an issue for me, because in Breaking Bad, my favorite character was Saul. I loved Saul from the first episode he's in. I think one of the more memorable moments of Breaking Bad for me, where I really liked Saul, was like when he describes money laundering to Jesse. It's such a good scene. He's like, and what I forget exactly what he says.
He's like, he sees you out there blowing all this
and
money.
And what do they think you are? And he's like, a drug dealer. And he's like, 1,000,000 times worse, a tax cheat.
See, it's crazy to me because when I heard people saying the first two seasons weren't that strong or whatever, or took a while to get interesting. Or whatever.
Is this a Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad? Oh, okay.
Better Call Saul. I just completely did not understand what anyone was talking about because I was enamored right away. I was just so I liked all the characters. I liked everything. I don't
know. Maybe I had a different experience coming because I watched Better Call Saul. I started watching it right after I finished watching Breaking Bad because I
did too.
I watched it right when it came. So I watched Breaking Bad after it ended, and I watched Better Call Saul as it was airing. So I binged all of Breaking Bad pretty much, and then Better Call Saul started a few months later. And when I watched Better Call Saul, I guess maybe I was still Breaking Bad brained or something, and I wanted more of those higher stakes right away, and I guess I just really wanted more Breaking Bad.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I think part of what has made it difficult for me to get into Breaking Bad is it was a little too fantastical for me right out of the gate. I don't know. The fact of you've got the drug bust and everything and all these things happening in the first episode. I don't know. I almost almost didn't buy it to an extent. I was just really, all this stuff is happening. Just I don't know. I guess Saul is the same way, but.
Yeah, I mean, altogether, the show moves pretty slow. Breaking Bad does. It does try to grab you with some stuff right early on, but it definitely. I mean, the whole show I think takes place over a year and a half. All 5 seasons take
Better
place.
Call Saul?
No, Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad moves slow. All 5 seasons take place over a year and a half, I believe. Maybe 2 years, but I think it's about. There might be a time jump at the end. I think there is. The majority of the show I think takes place over a year and a half.
Interesting.
So overall, the show moves pretty slowly, but it does jump in and try to grab you right away with some a bunch of things happening all at once.
I think there's only one moment, or there might be two, in Breaking Bad where I'm that was fucking stupid, or no.
What season was it?
It's at the very end.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not gonna spoil it. It didn't ruin the show for me, but I remember I was watching it with Rachel and I was no. we both just laughed.
Interesting.
I wonder what it was because I can't think of anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Hardcore sex scene, really?
You talking about where Jesse Pinkman bangs Walter White?
Hardcore style?
Hardcore style? And he thwaps his wiener on top of his bald head 8 times. Thwap, 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 thwap. Like that?
Just like that.
No.
Right on top of his bald head.
Guys, this is like Twin Sanity all over again.
Oh no.
Here comes the
walrus. It's a walrus.
Goo goo gajoo.
He turned into doves.
Guys.
You guys ever see Christmas Vacation?
Yes, it's okay.
It's... Did we talk about this?
Nope.
I don't think we did. I watched it this past Christmas season, and
I don't want to play.
Clark Griswold
is a menace.
Is a menace. You're right. Clark Griswold does not translate well into our current
zeitgeist.
World. He spends the entire movie trying to cheat on his wife, literally the whole movie. That's all he tries to do, and not only that, he just ruins everything all the time, and he has It would be one thing if he had like an
Right
arc,
bumper, hold it.
but he doesn't even have an arc. He doesn't get any better.
Damn.
But no, like right at the very beginning of the movie, like the movie opens and he is. Sorry, I don't know what buttons to press here.
Yeah.
What's the movie called? Like National Vacation or something?
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Isn't there like another one too?
Yeah.
There's a lot of vacation movies.
Where he's like, now listen, I am not your common fool. The main guy. Oh, I forget.
Clark Griswold,
It could
Chevy
be.
Chase.
I don't freaking
Chubby
know.
Chase.
Clark Kent.
What?
Where he ends up like getting a gun and accidentally like holding up.
I
like
haven't
a-
seen the majority of the vacation movies.
Gotcha. The
But
one I'm talking about
Christmas
is this one.
Vacation is considered this classic Christmas movie, and like a lot of people, like in their 40s now, love Christmas Vacation. They grew up with it, and it's like one of their favorite Christmas movies. And I watched it, and first of all, that movie is not very funny. There's like no laughs in that movie, and second off, like I said, Clark Griswold is the worst, and you can't, like, I don't even root for him in the movie because he's right from the beginning, at the very beginning of the movie.
I like that he feels his journey.
At the very beginning of the movie, he's in the mall and he's looking at jewelry to give his wife for Christmas, and the lady behind the jewelry counter starts like flirting with him, and she's like this sexy lady,
You gotta
right?
No.
And she walks up and she starts talking to him.
Well.
I thought because I was rolling in a ball. In the deep. When I'm rolling in the deep.
So the jewelry counter lady walks up to him and starts talking to him, and instantly he can't even speak because he's so horny for this lady. Like he cannot speak. He's like fumbling over his words, and then the lady's like flirting with him, and then his son catches him for some reason. I don't understand what's happening in this part of the game.
There's a little alien guy.
So his son is in the mall, and his son sees him
Can you yo-yo
flirting
him?
with the jewelry store lady.
No,
And
you
it
can't.
seems like they're setting up, okay, later in the movie, his son's going to say something about it in front of the wife, and it's going to be a big disaster. No,
Okay.
it never comes up again. The son goes over and confronts him while he's trying to cheat on his wife with the jewelry store lady, and the dad's like, oh, whatever, like, oh, let's leave. And then it is never brought up again. It kind of is, because then he fantasizes about the jewelry store lady later on in the movie. He's looking out the window and imagining her stripping in his backyard, and he's just like standing at the kitchen window in the middle of the night, fantasizing and jacking off into the kitchen sink.
Is he
And-
actually jacking off?
No, he's not really jacking off, but he's
In this
basically
family
jacking off.
in this family Christmas movie?
He's basically jacking off.
Yeah.
And then he gets like his like very like his young niece like walks in on him while he's jacking off into the kitchen sink. And in addition to that, like I said, the whole movie, one of the underlying plot lines is that he doesn't know what size his bonus check is going to be, or if he's going to get a bonus check.
I thought you were going to say boner.
Yeah,
No,
me too.
his bonus check. And he's already put a down payment on a pool to install over the summer, so he really needs this big bonus check in order to cover that. That's like a big plot line. And because he's such an asshole for the whole movie, I'm like, I hope he doesn't get a bonus. I don't want him to get a bonus check. He's just being a dick the whole movie.
Yeah.
He literally, there's one scene in particular when we were watching it, and like, so he goes outside, and they've just chopped down this massive tree. There's no way it's ever going to fit in their house, right? So he walks outside, and because he's going to chop it up so that they can fit it in the house.
Okay.
He walks
Naturally.
outside, and he has these like yuppie neighbors, and it's
I
a
love
husband and a wife.
American Psycho.
Husband and a wife, and the husband's like says something to him. I don't know, something like that tree's too big or whatever.
It'll never fit.
Yeah, and Clark Griswold makes some snarky comment, and then the guy's like, where do you think you're ever gonna fit a tree that size? And Clark Griswold says, bend over and I'll show you. And the guy's like all shocked, and he's like, Clark, you got a lot of nerve talking to me like that. And Clark goes, I wasn't talking to you, implying that he was talking about the man's wife who's standing right there. So like the joke is, I was actually talking about raping your wife with a giant tree.
You see, I was going to sexually assault her, you see.
And I was like, that happened. I was like, what? It's such a bizarre. I said to Sandy, I was like, did he just imply that he was going to rape the wife with a tree?
Mm-hmm.
And they just walk back in their house after? I
Yes.
was like, what is this?
It was a different time.
Yeah, and then in the scene when he's like jacking off into the sink, Sandy turns to me, she's like, why is this man so horny?
What happened to him? This is unlike him.
So yeah, he basically just spends the whole movie trying to cheat on his wife, and in the end, he doesn't have an arc, he doesn't get any better, and he gets his bonus check, and everything is good for him. He wins.
Big bonus check.
And it's never even addressed that he was like flirting with the jewelry store lady. There's no reason for the scene to even be in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't set up a further, like, a plot line or anything. It's just,
Infidelity is funny.
Yeah. It's just, haha, this guy horny. He horny. He doesn't want to, he wants to have sex with women other than his wife.
That's so freaking funny and cool.
So I'm not a big fan of Christmas Vacation. I don't really understand it. I think it's
avant-garde. Really.
It's more for previous generations than it is for us, I think.
What was I going to say? The act of the, oh shoot. Damn it.
The act of oh shoot.
The act of the main character and just characters in general being unlikable instantly makes me think of this cartoon called Over the Garden Wall.
Sean loves
I'm not
You
kidding.
are insane, and you are alone in these thoughts.
I
watched
guess I
some
could
of
be.
Over the Garden Wall because John told me you told me to watch that a long time ago.
Yeah, it's been like almost 10 years.
Yeah.
I think every single character in that show is a fucking asshole.
You are
I'm not
insane.
kidding. I don't think I am. I'll watch it again.
You are alone in that thought.
I'll watch
I
it
thought
again
it was
and see
alright,
if I
but
still
potatoes
think
and molasses? Oh boy.
Oh, come on, it's cute.
I will watch it again, and I will report
When you
my
said you watched some
findings.
of it, did you watch it like in order?
I think I watched like half of the first episode or something. I wasn't really a fan.
The only part that I liked was I think it's like halfway through the show. They're in like this hotel or this like house, and at this point they've brought this horse along with them, and then they're like, "What should we do? What the fuck? What was that?"
I don't know, man.
At this point, the horse has not talked throughout the whole thing so far, and then they're like, "Oh, dang, what should we do?" And they're like, "Oh, I don't know. What do you like?" And they're like, tiptoeing.
God. So the horse hasn't talked at all?
The horse hasn't talked yet, and it's come up that like stealing could be like an option or like a solution to like one of their issues at the moment. And they're like, "Oh, I don't know, stealing's like wrong, but you know, did we ever? I don't know. What do you think?" And they turn to the horse, and the horse just goes, "I think we should steal." Or "I want to steal." I forget exactly what he says, but that part made me laugh, and then I was stone-faced for the rest of the show. I was stoned for the rest of the show, actually.
I was totally stoned after that, bro. I was stoned off pot.
I couldn't believe what was going on. I was like, "Whoa, talking horse, trippy."
I'm
That's how I
totally
felt
tripping out, bro.
That's how I felt about BoJack Horseman.
You haven't watched that show.
That's a great
I've
show.
seen the pilot. Oh, there's a little rat down there, huh?
I'll never watch it because Family Guy made fun of it. Normal words, but a horse guy.
That's a very good show, actually, though.
Family Guy, I know.
Yeah. Excellent show, Family Guy.
One of my favorite.
Yeah, but Tabor didn't like it, so I'm never going to watch BoJack.
One of my favorite
Taylor didn't like
jokes.
BoJack?
Maybe it's just the ending.
No,
I don't
he
know.
did like BoJack. He did like BoJack because I remember saying that to him. He's like, "What? I love that show."
If we're going,
No.
Oh no! You're right. I'm sorry. You're 100% right. I remember him saying that he didn't like it, and then me saying, "You watched 6 seasons of a show you didn't like," and then he did admit later on that he did like it.
I was gonna say if we're going by that metric, because I didn't like Better Call Saul's ending.
You didn't?
Don't tell me.
No.
Obviously, you won't. But
No, I personally I did not like it.
You know what? I'm going to beat you up.
I just didn't get it.
Elijah's going to beat him up.
There's very... I'm not going to say anything. I'll talk to you about it another time.
hold on, you missed it.
I'll
Go to
see
the
you
left.
in my office.
One of my favorite gags in BoJack is when Todd has that Halloween store in July. Or
Has
whatever it
this
is.
ever happened to you?
And they don't have the floor like put in for the place, and people keep like it just shows the outside of the storefront, and people are like, "Wow, this is amazing!" And they walk in and immediately fall in. And then like the last guy it's Jimmy Fallon. He's like, "Oh my god, this is so cool! I love this. This is awesome. I'm Jimmy Fallon." He's like, "I gotta take a picture real quick," and then he gets hit by a bus.
I think you've showed that part to me before.
Probably.
Shown, not showed.
BoJack Horseman is interesting because it starts off as a comedy and then isn't a comedy anymore.
The first like 6 episodes are so bad, like insanely bad. Like I have rewatched the first season like maybe 3 or 4 times now. And every time
It gets worse.
Well, no, every time I'm like, how did I give this show a chance? Like, this is so unfunny. Like, painfully unfunny. They, like, really double down on, especially in the first episode, of how much of an asshole BoJack is. And it's like, okay, we get it. Oh, God, it's so bad.
BoJack's like, ugh, I just don't think veterans are heroes.
Basically.
I think you did... Hold on, talk to that guy.
What are you talking about? He's following me.
No, there's another guy.
This is my
He walks
Reese's
back another
commercial voice. Yeah, I
talking
mean
about?
Reese's.
Right there.
Not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
I love Arrested Development. Super Dave in Arrested Development, remember that?
Mm-hmm.
No. Wait, look see if there's a guy down there.
He's in the banana stand.
Super Dave is not in the banana stand.
He's in the walls.
What are you talking about? I've got a banana in my hand.
That's a pretty good Super Dave.
It wasn't voice cracky enough for me.
What are you talking about? It's called Bluths. I've been calling it Bluths all day long. You have to tell me these things. Are you crazy?
You're going the wrong way.
What are you talking about?
You don't... I already went in here. You
What?
just gotta heal the guys in the overworld.
Why is it giving me checkpoints then?
It's just a generic checkpoint.
Oh, it's generic. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Where am I going?
Up
Heal
the
that little
ass.
guy right there.
Oh, you stuck it up his ass. Thank you. Or that epic episode of BoJack where he's like underwater and he just like...
It's a great episode!
He's walking...
It's okay.
The guy down there.
He's walking through the underwater part and there's just no sound, or there's no talking. So it's deep.
Nobody's claiming it. I mean, it is deep. It's underwater, but...
Nobody's claiming, immediately claims it's deep.
Also, you have to go up there now.
Where?
Up above.
I don't want to.
You have to.
I don't want to.
Okay, okay.
How many of these guys do I gotta heal? What
I think
is
that's
this?
the last one.
This is a boring game.
You hate healing people. You hate doing good things. You want to
Hey,
play
if I
Naughty
wanted to
Bear.
heal people, I would
You
have
want to
become
play
a
Naughty
doctor.
Bear?
All right.
You want to play Naughty Bear?
If I wanted to heal people, I would have become a doctor.
Yeah.
I could have done it. I could have done
Fired.
it too. I was smart enough back in the day before I started smoking pot.
And doing drugs.
Smoking pot and weed.
Wait, I think you missed a guy.
No.
You need one more guy,
No.
I think. I
Yeah,
can't
you-
tell how many are right there.
You
There's
have
so
6,
many of them.
You have 6 at the bottom left.
Oh. You ran past one. Or maybe there's one further to the left. I don't know.
I think there's one still further to the left.
What is this?
I don't know.
Whoa.
Secret area.
Secret
Okay.
little spot.
There's no way the main objective is in the secret area.
What
I
did you
agree.
do by doing that?
I don't know.
You turned something on.
Me.
Women everywhere.
Just like Chevy Chase.
He's irresistible to jewelry store clerks.
Just like Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Philip
Banks.
Hoffman's
Philip Seymour Hoffman
Is
looks like
amazing in The Hunger Games.
Yep.
Continue.
He's so good, and then he died, and they had to do computer animated Hoffman.
Who is he in Hunger Games?
He plays one of the guys at the Capitol.
He plays literally the same character he plays in The Big
Go down,
Lebowski, and I'm not joking.
Go down there.
What do you mean go down there?
To your right.
Spikes.
To your right.
Spikes.
No, there's no spikes down there.
The game maker?
Secret area. Great.
He's not the game maker.
The gape maker?
He's not the gate maker in Big Lebowski.
Yes, he is. Don't you remember? Listen, man, I don't know about your pornography and how you're the game maker, but...
Can I go down here, or will I die?
No, jump.
No, jump.
I think you missed a guy at the very beginning when you were sprinting through.
We, the royal we.
Oh, yeah, he's right there.
Little fucker. Fucker. Little fucker. Who remembers, Freddy got fingered.
I remember that.
I was telling Anthony, I watched the trailer to that movie on my TV on Christmas, and showed my whole family. Or was it Thanksgiving? It was one of the two.
don't
The
remember.
trailer to that movie makes it seem like it's a different movie and also has a bunch of scenes that just aren't in the movie. It's really funny. I really want to see the finger cut.
Yeah, I imagine, because the whole movie is very, like, episodic. It's almost like sketches. It's almost like a series of sketches. So I
Yeah.
imagine there's probably whole sketches that didn't make it in.
It's also like extended scenes, like certain extended scenes, like the sandwich scene. The scene was at the sandwich shop. There's like more footage of him pretending there's a giant sausage as his wiener.
Ding dong.
Ding dong, ding dong.
Wow, he really is game.
No!
Over.
Will that screw me over?
Yep. No good ending for you. You didn't wait. Why did that one guy? I'm surprised he didn't like jump on.
Wait.
Ryan Dunn, wait, you're on that without me.
I'm supposed to be. Wait, hold on. Press the button.
What button?
That one.
Why would I press that? It would take
See
me
what
back.
happens. See what happens.
It would take me back. You're trying to trick
You don't want to
me.
get that guy?
You're trying to trick me, bro.
Dude, I swear to God, if we get to a point like really far on and they're like, "Oh, you're missing
Oh, you
one
missed
guy."
one guy.
Yeah. That's something that would happen.
It says you have all 7 in the bottom left
Okay.
there, so I don't know.
Maybe we're aces.
You're gonna leave
No, you
all
left
the
them all
guys
behind.
They start crying. You see tears flowing in the background. I really hope this one guy is just waiting there. Please.
Oh, it's really like kind of cool and epic because you can see the background of where you're gonna go.
It is cool.
It's really pretty cool and epic.
Everywhere you gonna go?
Get on it.
Yes!
He's like, whoa, it's so empty in here.
How come no one told me this game's cool and epic?
I tried to warn you.
It's fucking cool because you can see in the background where you're gonna go.
Why do you not like that?
Like, eh.
He loves it.
Duh.
Okay.
Duh.
Duh.
Oh my God.
He's God.
Oh, there's a checkpoint to your left. I don't know if you give
No,
a shit.
there's not.
Okay.
When I die, I'm gonna go all the way back. Would you be a doctor if all you had to do was like QTEs,
What's that?
quick time events, like what you just did right
Cutie
there?
pies. QTE pies.
Yeah.
Would you be a doctor if you only operated on cutie pies?
Slow time events.
You're not going to explore the secret area?
Like Elijah, say for example, like, okay, you're a heart surgeon,
Mm-hmm.
but all you had to do to succeed is like button prompts would obscure your vision for a second, where it's like press X like really fast, like tap X really hard to perform liposuction in the heart, I guess.
How much do I get paid?
I don't know.
It's not a matter of pay. It's
No,
are you
I'm
considered
asking
a
the
doctor?
question.
Are you,
don't get
considered
to
a
change.
doctor?
You're not going to
Are you
change. It says
considered-
it's not a matter of my question. Answer my question.
I would say whatever a normal heart surgeon makes.
Okay, so like $300,000 a year.
Yeah. Well, let's say 200. Okay, 3.
Okay.
Do I have to go to school?
Let's say
It's quick time school.
Let's say it's like pre-installed.
So no.
So I don't have to go to school?
No, you would just
Hold on, wait, Elijah, you gotta go back for those guys.
you would be employed at a hospital, and they would say like, okay, you need to put the stent in their clavicle, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna rapidly press Y.
But I don't need to go to school for it?
No, you already went to gamer school. I mean, doctor school.
No,
Which
I'm
is it?
saying like in order to become the doctor, do I have to go to school?
No, let's just say you're thrown.
There's
into
no
it.
school involved.
How many times do I just say no before you understand?
Sounds like you want to go to school, Elijah.
I was gonna say if that's.
But
the
can I if I
scenario you
want to go to school?
Do you want to go back to school? I mean, we can
Well,
make that happen.
But they're still going to pay me $300,000 a year. I don't have any education.
No, they know you're.
Well, when you do the button mapping not button mapping. If you do the quick time event correctly, you perfectly do the surgery.
But if you fail it, you break your Hippocratic oath of do no harm, and you get thrown out.
Is that HIPAA?
No.
Huh?
What?
Oh,
What's
okay.
that? What happened?
That was the secret area.